Well, hello, hotties. We have a hot little email episode for you to fondle, and guess what? There is a freebie attached. If you haven't already, you are going to want to download my shit hot email content planner. I will link that below, which goes hand in hand with today's episode. And this has been taken directly out of my program, Give Good Email. Now, another thing that has been taken out of this program and what we are covering today is an acronym called TARVO and what that stands for. Now, it's interesting because I was looking on TikTok the other night. I am obsessed with Maddie from Birdcage Marketing, and I actually went to a little networking event with her today, and she is just as awesome in person as she is online. And I just love when you meet someone that is just so authentic. And you know, when you get in a room with people, and it's like if like attracts like, and it was a room full of legends, it's like, I know this woman is the real deal. But, you know, she was posting about, you know, top of funnel content, middle of funnel content, bottom of funnel content, and how this comes up so much in marketing and when we're looking at content and, you know, the kind of content that we want to put out there. And how when it comes to email marketing, we don't really kind of have something like this, because at the end of the day, people are in our world, they're on our list. Like, it's like someone walking up to you in a nightclub, handing you their phone number, being like, I am keen. And really how we can sell to them from that first email. So stuff is a little bit murky. Now, I think because we do have all of this leeway, this is sometimes where people get a little bit stumped and they're like, well, shit, what do I email people? What do I send them? And because we have all of these possibilities, it's like our brain can't really grasp onto any, which is why we feel sometimes like we can't come up with any ideas. And it's not that we can't come up with ideas, it's that we just don't have a framework to support these ideas. So we, again, feel like that we have nothing to grasp onto. It's not a you thing, it's a process thing. So I am here to teach you this process. Now, this is something that I trialed with all of the clients that I worked with, and we put this in Give Good Email. So between that, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of businesses have actually used this and seen incredible results. And it's a professional babe acronym. God, I sound like such a wanker, don't I? It's a Give Good Email acronym. No, but it's TARVO, which stands for Trust, Authority, Value, and Offers. And when we're looking at our campaigns that we send, we want to be sending a mix of these TARVO emails. And where you'll see this pop up when you eventually join Give Good Email, is when we're looking at our welcome sequence. And our welcome sequence is something that you get when you join someone's email list. So if you are ecom, it's what you get when you download that 10% off coupon or free shipping. You know, it could be, you know, opt into my newsletter if you are a service provider. It's someone's first experience with the business. And what we want to consider with that sequence in the emails that we're sending is that acronym TARVO. And then this is what we're going to be focusing on with our campaigns. Now, what you'll see when you actually download the planner is you'll see all of this mapped out. And something that I bring up, because there is a little video attached, is how it's really helpful to kind of map all of this out, because quite often where I see people not convert is they will lean really heavily on one of the little, I guess, content pillars. So they will lean really heavily into trust-based content, or really heavily into value content, or really heavily into focusing on their offers. But what we really want to do is have a mix. Now, if you are ecom, yes, you will be selling in every single email. And if you have been listening to a lot of the podcast episodes and you're a client of mine, you'll know, well, shit, if I'm service-based, Peter's told me that I can sell in every email and 100% paid. You can. However, we still want to make sure that we are giving people enough information so they can have an informed purchase and they feel like that they have enough information from us that they feel like that they want to buy from us, okay? And that's what this acronym does. So what you can do if you want to pause this episode and download the planner, go and do that. Alternatively, grab some, a pen and paper, and we're going to make some notes. So the first category is trust. And this is where we want to look at how people can trust you and what that looks like. Now, this is where if people have paid for your service, if they've paid for your product, if money has passed hands, incredible, because you have data of how that has happened. So what we want to look at is all of the clients or all of the customers that we've loved working with, and we can get curious on how have we built trust with those people? Have we put out a post, or have we given them a bit of information, or have they found something out about us that made them trust us, which then made them buy from us? What you'll find is sometimes they will trust us because we show up and we keep our word and we post regularly. And this is obviously something that can happen when we tell people that we're going to email them. And guess what? We send the fucking email. Where people lose trust is when we become a Chad, where we basically sign everyone up to our list and we never email them. Okay. That is not very trust building of you. That is very fuckboy Chad of you. Speaking of fuckboys, I deleted all my dating apps. My skin was getting so bad and I don't know what it is, but whenever I date, men stress me out and then my skin breaks out. And then when I delete my apps, it's just so good. Everyone's like, your skin looks good. What like cream are you using? And it's like, nothing. I just got rid of Tinder. Anyway, we got off track. So what we want to get curious about is how can we, get trust with people on our email list? What does this look like? Trust can come in the form of us sending regular content. Trust can come in the form of us giving them the information that they need. But the best data that we can have access to is the data of people that have given us money. But what we also can do is look at people who haven't given us money. So sales that we're like, oh shit, that person was my customer and for whatever reason, it didn't work out. And we can be like, if I had to get them to trust me a little bit more, what else could I have done? What would have this looked like? Now, what you'll find as you go through this, that there will be some overlapping. For some of you, especially for e-commerce brands in the room, trust can come in the form of, say, user-generated content, where you are seeing people use the products, you are seeing reviews, you are seeing the product, you can see exactly what you're buying, you trust the person making it, you know that they are a real deal, they're an actual company. Now, another helpful little thing to do here is this is where you can also go through content that you've sent, and you can also go through stuff that you are putting out there online and be like, what have I put out there that would fall into the category of trust? And one thing that could be really helpful for you to do with this is to kind of pre-fill in the planner. So get your last, say, 10 campaigns and actually put them in the planner and identify, of the last campaigns that you've sent, where do they actually fall in this little TARVO acronym? And what you even may find is that you are trying to do too much in a campaign, or potentially you are not selling, or potentially we're only selling and we're just giving people the information without kind of seeing anything else. One of my favorite e-commerce companies is Violet FR. They always send really beautiful campaigns, and they do something really simple that is probably so overlooked by a lot of people, that a way that they actually show trust with their campaigns. They mightn't do a whole email where they're like, let's build trust, but what they will do is at the bottom of some of their emails, they will actually put their retailers of where you can get these products and where they're stocked. So let's pretend this beautiful brand popped up on a Facebook ad. You are a little bit skeptical because you're like, oh, is this going to be good? You hop onto their email list and then you get an email saying about their beautiful products, and down the bottom, you see that they are stocked worldwide at all of these incredible places. Automatically, you are going to have more trust with that brand than a brand that does not do that, because it shows credibility and that big retailers stock this wonderful product. So if you can trust that retailer because you shop there, then of course you can trust this brand. So you can see here how we can add tiny little elements in there. We can show trust by showing that people have worked with us, that we have clients, people have paid us money. This could even be something where we mention our results and we link to our Google reviews. So that is trust. And this is where, again, I want you to brainstorm what you can do to get people to trust you to purchase and look at ways people have purchased in the past. Now, the second point is authority. Why are you the shit? Why are you the authority? This is going to depend so heavily on a number of different things. And this is not me saying, I want you to go out there and say that you are the best damn thing, that you are the shit. But if you are selling something, and you want someone to buy it, we do have to have some level of authority. I remember once I had a client and she said to me, I don't want to ever portray that I am an expert in this. And I'm like, you don't need to portray that you're an expert. But at the end of the day, you need to portray that you have the solution and that someone can pay you and get a particular transformation. And for that, you can't just be like, I'm this bitch that's kind of okay at something, because it is going to affect your capacity to do that. So I'm like, ways that you can show that you are an authority without kind of sending out these huge campaigns like I'm fucking amazing and I'm this and I'm that, is talking about your clients. It is talking about case studies. It is talking about your experience or your programs or your process. It's talking about how you are established or you have been doing this for a while. Something as well that I think about the point of authority is that authority is very much, I believe, a way of being, and it's an energy. For example, I'm in my co-working space and it's so interesting. I love to just observe people, and you'll see people walk in and it's like the whole room just notices and they stop and they have this different aura about them. And that to me is authority. It is an energy that you have and that you can access. So it is not the loudest person in the room. It is not the person in the room that is, I'm amazing, give me money, I'm incredible, here's why I'm fucking awesome, right? And you can 100% do that. But I do believe that it is so much the energy around it. And you probably felt this before when you've opened emails from someone and it's like they're trying to do an authority piece by basically saying, here are all the ways that I'm awesome. But there just feels almost like this lack of integrity or something around it that it's almost palpable. And it's because authority is an energy. Now, I have taught a number of different workshops, and something that comes up in these is I always say, when we're writing our campaigns, you want to make sure that you are in a good energetic state. Some of you are going to be like, oh, this is woo-woo. But I truly believe that you can tell when someone has crafted something and the energy that they are in. There is a podcast episode that I have done about this, about how you can change your state and what you do. But this is where, we want to make sure that, especially for these beautiful authority pieces, that we are not writing this when we are almost like reactively marketing, thinking I'm having the worst day of my life. No one's giving me money. Oh, well, fuck Peter. I'm going to go and write that campaign and let me show everyone that I'm amazing, right? You can say that, but how you write that and the words that you use is not going to come across how you want it to. So this is where, with our wonderful authority pieces, I would get you to work on these when you've had a really good day, when you are in your top form energy, when you're ovulating, when you are just feeling like, fuck yeah, I'm incredible. And guess what? You don't even need to tell people that you're the shit, but when you craft a campaign with that energy, people will get that sense. Now, this is incredible for service providers to do that. It is a little bit harder for e-commerce and brands, where you feel like that you can't really do that. So how do we show authority in that sense? This is where you can do things where you can bring in data, or you can talk about prizes or awards, or I'm thinking right now about Mecca. And you know how they have their wonderful awards for their products, and then they'll have their picture, and then they'll have like a little badge over it being like, this is a beauty award winner or whatever it is. Sometimes you'll look at makeup and it'll be like one sold every 10 seconds. There could be something else where it'll be a tagline where it's like everyone's favorite shade since its release in 1992, whatever it is. But something where it just stands out and people are like, oh, okay, yeah, shit, this is the thing. Like, this is the hero product. This is the awesome thing. And every brand, every business, 100% has that. So what we can brainstorm here is, where have we felt like that we have embodied that authority energy? Or what makes us an authority? Okay, what is that? How can we say this? And you've really got two things here to work with. You can focus on that energy piece. And I know that there are a number of you that listen to this podcast and you fucking love that. And then I know sometimes there are going to be some people that like, no, I want the tangible thing. This is where you can focus on why you are awesome. So if I was writing this for my business, let's pretend that we are doing something around Give Good Email. The authority piece would be that, I have worked with probably now 600 plus business owners on their email marketing. So you know that I'm not just some bitch that woke up one day and was like, this feels like a good thing to do. The other authority piece is that I have been in business for 15 plus years. Again, I'm not someone that just woke up. I'm approaching it with all this experience. So if your emails are not converting, and if you are feeling that you are a personal brand, you are a service provider especially, this is sometimes where I find this piece lacking. So you are sending out regular campaigns, you have the trust, you are doing things really consistently, but potentially what is working against you is this vulnerability piece where what is actually happening as well is that we are using our emails like our personal diary, and we're telling people, we're like, let's just be vulnerable and huddle and talk about shit. That's great, but it's not getting you paid. You are going to be better off to just write that down somewhere else, not in the sales tool, not in the thing that we want to sell. So what I would recommend is, if that's been the vibe and it's been a little, let's talk about how shit is shit, why don't we just not talk about that and we can focus on how good stuff is good? How would that feel? So you're going to get yourself into an awesome state and you're going to talk about something and focus on something that you've done really fucking well, or why you're so good at something, or how you are incredible, whatever. I want you to pick 3 things right now, and I want you to focus on one. And then what I want you to do is write an email around that. Get yourself in good energy, hype yourself up, listen to an incredible song, and then write that email. And I guarantee you that you will sell something. Do you want to make a bet? What you need to make sure, the caveat is you need to sell something in that email, okay? But if you do an authority piece, you talk about how you are the shit, you are top shit at something, you truly believe it. You have to believe it, okay? Fucking believe it. Put a call to action in there to give you money. You need to believe in that offer that is 100% worth it. You will sell something. And can you make me a promise? If it is large enough, I want you to join Give Good Email with that. Now, you'll notice there, we went a little bit into the land of woo, and that's okay, because sometimes we need to go there because everything works together. When we have our business, we also have our mindset. And this is where sometimes, especially if we are feeling a little bit imposter syndrome, we don't want that to kind of cock block our results. All right? Feel that? Awesome. Now, this is where we get to value. This is usually what service providers do all the time, and where I see in Facebook groups, people like, I'm giving value, I'm continually giving value. We don't want to fall into the value trap. And the value trap is that we think that if we give people so much free stuff, that they're going to give us money. Doesn't work like that. Who has ever had so much sex with someone and you think, if I just keep having sex with this person, he's going to love me? And guess what happens? It doesn't. He doesn't love you. He goes and dates someone else. And that's on me dumping trauma on my podcast. But we're not going to continue with that further because we don't waste airtime on men. But this is the same in business, okay? We can't give people so much free shit that they then give us money. It does not work like that. People give us money when we present an offer, when we tell them how they can give us money. That does not happen by us giving free stuff. However, we still need to give value. So we can look at value as how we make someone's life better. How do we give value? This will be so easy for you. You can look at emails you've sent. You can look at stuff on social. What is it? Value doesn't need to be that you are sending them a lead magnet or a template or a training. Value can be a story. Value can be, making someone just feel a certain way. Value can be being entertaining, whatever. So if you are an e-commerce brand, where this doesn't happen is I often see people continually selling and presenting these beautiful campaigns that are visual and spectacular, but there is not a lot of value. So we need to then get clear on how we actually can add value. Now, what this looks like, we have a wonderful wine company in Give Good Email. And if you actually want to see the results of people in the program, We now have a wonderful results page. Yay. So you can head and have a look at that. And we have a wonderful wine company in there, Cunara Wines. And this actually came up in a call where we were talking about what would it look like if we were doing a wait list for this particular wine. And I gave the suggestion on that we could actually have, a wine and cheese pairing. We could talk about recipes. And we could even do things like link to a Pinterest board or link to something on the blog and have something where we're sending them to that next step. And then there we'll have that beautiful call to action of how good does this look? Great, pre-order the wine. So this is where sometimes people are like, email doesn't work. And it's like, no shit, bitch. You're literally just sending pre-order, pre-order, pre-order. That's so boring. Okay. How can we make it fun? How can we add value? How can we add so much value that they are pre-ordering? And that's why I came up with these recipe ideas. I have also given people suggestions before where the value could be a beautiful mini quarterly magazine. So something that talks about styling a product. There are so many things that you can do if you are e-com. And what we want to think about here is the fact that it's kind of rare that this happens in e-commerce land where you get these really beautiful valuable campaigns. They usually talk about the product and how the product is amazing, and that's great. But how can we add more value to the person buying the product? How can we showcase the product and what their life would look like? And there are so many different things that you could do. Like, for example, I'm in a workshop room at work and they have these cushions, right? They have beautiful cushions. Value could be giving a color guide, like how do you know the cushion to pick? Here is a color guide. Here is your winter styling bed guide. Here's how to make a fucking bed. How many cushions do you need on a bed? Like, there is so much stuff. This company could just send out campaigns, buy this cushion, buy this cushion, buy this cushion. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh, I don't know what cushion to buy because I don't know if it's going to match. So imagine if they give me this beautiful, valuable information guide that then will cause me to purchase. So you can do so much with this if you are e-commerce. Now, if you are a service provider, course provider, online business owner, this is probably going to come natural to you and it's probably something that you are over delivering in. However, if you're not, you can think about how you can make someone's life better in 5 minutes. Something really helpful to think about as well is all of the things that you forget about because it's almost automatic to you. Now, this was something that I had to really get my head around that, stuff feels too easy for me because I'm good at it. So don't overlook that because that's really the stuff that people need. Don't go so complex when we need to just kind of like pare it back just a little bit. And this is not saying dumb it down, but sometimes we overlook information that is so relevant to people. So put that in there. That is the value piece. And then the last point is our wonderful offers. So how people can give us money. How can we make offers? What does that look like? This is where we can really play around with these emails. We can play around by having a beautiful story at the start and a call to action at the end. We can have a blatant sales email. So with offers, if you are e-com, you will be probably making an offer in every single email. But what we want to ensure is that we are actually playing around with what this looks like. And it's just not this stock standard buy this. Make it fun, make it on brand, have fun with it and try new things. Now, if you are a service provider, this is where there is a chance that you will feel like that you need to prove yourself and give more value before you can actually sell. I've got a really fun fact that may actually change your mind on this. Your welcome sequence, so again, that sequence that people get when they join your list, will convert up to 320% higher than a standard campaign. So what this means is it is better for you to sell in these early emails, even compared to other campaigns. Now, that's not to say don't sell in campaigns, but what it is to say is that you can 100% sell to new people and convert really well. So do not stress that you kind of need to earn people's trust in order to sell. You're a business, you're here to make money. So if you are, again, a service provider, follow some of your favorite e-commerce brands to just kind of act as an expander that, hey, it's okay to email and sell regularly. Violette FR probably sends like 5 emails a week and they sell in every single email and I open every single one. But we do want to make sure that if we are a business that we are selling. So when you are assessing these campaigns, you want to make sure that you, of course, have those call to actions. So that wonderful little acronym again is TAVO: trust, authority, value, and offers. I have given you a little bit to do in today's episode. We jumped around a little bit, so I apologize about that. What I want you to do is assess some campaigns that you've sent. Put on your little analytical hat. We're going to do a little bit of an audit. You can pop this in the planner and look at the last 12 campaigns that you've sent and where they fall into. Is it trust building, authority, value, or offers? It's okay as well to be a mix. So you might be like, oh, this is a really good email where it's been really an authority and I put an offer. That's fine to do as well. Have like a big mix of them every time and know that it's okay to have an offer in every single email as well. That's okay to do. And then what we want to do is we want to come up with some beautiful email content ideas to add into our calendar. So I would encourage you to come up with at least one of each. And when I say one in an offer, like to come up with and really challenge yourself with a blatant sales email, right? Something that's probably going to test you because there is a chance that you haven't done that. You can do this in a really non-slimy way. And this is probably where some thoughts are going to come up for you. You could present a client case study and then lead into a beautiful call to action. You could do a story. You could talk about your story, okay? This doesn't need to kind of like open up and look like junk mail in an email. It can still be something really beautiful and life-changing for the person receiving it. So I want you to have fun with that. Get on that freebie and know as well, so hot stuff. We've covered heaps. I've loved this. I love this. I love you. I love you more than it's my 3-year anniversary at my co-working space and they gave me a bottle of champagne and some incredible chocolate. So I love you more than that. They're sitting at my desk right now and they're so good. I love you more than my new laptop. The webcam is amazing and I don't have an aura anymore. So I love you more than that. I love you more than the plans that I have tonight. I'm going out to a cute little wine bar. I'm actually recording this quite late. It just hit 444. I wonder what that angel number means. Probably means that we're both sexy people and we're going to be very wealthy. I think that's what it means. So I love you more than angel numbers and my plans tonight. And I love you more than everything that is going to come for us both. How exciting is the future? I love that. Anyway, superstar. Mwah, 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 mwah. I'll see you on the next episode.